All right. Good morning, folks. This is episode 2 of the interior. I don't even know where to start. You talk about a pain in the dick. This is it. Putting in a sunroof headliner in a foxbody. It sucks. Good luck getting all the wrinkles out. We got probably 99% of them out. What should have taken about 2 hours took about half a day. Frustration. Shitty product. Shitty product's probably about 25% of the problem. But let me give you a little hint. Don't buy a vinyl headliner. It doesn't stretch. It doesn't give at all. When you're putting your seal back in, it forms wrinkles because it's being pushed back down with the rubber seal. Then you've got to get everything lined up. And lining up wasn't that big of a deal. But you go on to these businesses that sell this stuff. Oh, take about 2 hours, and it is pretty simple. And they tell you how to do it and this and that. What they don't do is tell you it takes them 3 damn days to make that video to show you how to do something in 2 hours. So I'm frustrated. I'm pissed because I've got about 10% done what I should have done yesterday. So now I get to spend a second day doing it. But if you're not frustrated, you're not working on a damn Mustang or actually any car. So I just want to give you a little update of where we're at, what we dealt with yesterday. We did get a few things accomplished. This is a 92 GT. The customer had an 87 GT that was his previous car. That was basically a rust bucket because we live in Illinois. And when he got this car in boxes, a lot of the parts were damaged. Hold on one second, please. A lot of parts were damaged. A lot of the interior plastics were cracked, scarred up, just from the fact of you take it apart and you don't secure it well, I guess you can say. And so when we get working on trying to piece the car together, what pieces are we going to use, what we aren't going to use off the original car. We decided to use the rear quarter trims because they weren't cracked. They were in pretty good condition, but they had to be re-dyed. No problem. We re-dyed them. Look great considering they're 30 years old, but we got into it and to my dismay, I knew the 87 to 89 did not have rear seat belts. Well, they did. They only had lap. But where the seat belt retractor tires are on top of the wheel wells, I thought, let me tell you that back. I've never dealt with this situation before because I've never done this before. thought that, okay, all we need to do is remove the stud for the seatbelt retractor, and everything will cover the box they have to hold the seatbelt retractor. Well, you ever been wrong? I have, more than once. So we end up having to cut the boxes out for the rear seatbelt retractors. Did that, solved that issue. There's no provision in the floor pan like there is in the 87 for the retractable lower seat belt, for the lap belt. And how we solve that now is we're going to have to do an old school style pull tight lap belt. It's a seat belt. I guess every state's different on their requirements on the rear seat belts. I'm not a politician, so I don't know every law in the books. I just know the ones that really pertain to me. So I believe that's legal. There really probably will never be anybody riding in the back seat, because who the hell can fit in it? But we're going to move on with this project today. We're going to get knocked out today. Well, we should have got knocked out yesterday. So it's issues like that that you will run across, because there's only a few people that know every single damn difference between these cars. And most of them probably worked at Ford, because they're the son of bitches that did it. You build a car 6 years and you change the interior 3 times. That's my frustration. Between the seats, the trim panels, you know, they had the T-tops, they had the sunroofs, they had convertibles, they had these were some of the most. You buy a new car today, and either you can get leather or cloth. You can get V6 or 4-cylinder now, or V8. You can get automatic or manual transmission. That's about the only damn 3 choices you got besides the paint color. So these are my frustrations. My wife gets tired of hearing me, so I figure, hell, maybe you like to. But I'm telling you this because when you run across this, just understand you're not alone. These other guys, they'll tell you that, oh, we did this, we did that, and everything went together just great. Bullshit. These cars are 30 years old. The parts today are a lot of them made in China. China don't know a damn thing about a Mustang. If they did, Honda and Toyota probably out of business. Even though I know they're made in Japan. But anyhow, that's just me rambling. But we're gonna get started on this today. We did get his engine over here yesterday from his shop. It's a 408 Windsor. We'll be revealing that next weekend. I don't even put my fingers on it right now, because if I do, I know that I'll be doing that the rest of the day instead of what I'm supposed to be doing. But just a quick update. That's what I want to give you this morning. Let you realize that you're not alone. We all have frustration and headaches with these. We have frustration and headaches with the parts we get, and we have to make them work to our best of our ability. And we all say that, hey, if I had built this, I would have done this, I would have done that. Well, guess what? We ain't building the damn parts. So we got to make them work. I think we did a pretty good job doing what we needed to do to get this lined up. But we're going to button it up today. I don't care how late I got to work tonight. We're going to button it up, and we're going to have this interior done today. We got the headliner done. Got to do a couple of things, put the sun visors in. I think that's all we got left is sun visors. Yeah, the sun visors and the sun visor clips. And then we can move on to actually putting the quarter panels completely in. We got to get the insulation behind the quarter panels in. And I apologize. I was going to film the headliner install and what we did yesterday and all. But I'm not sure if y'all would actually enjoy watching a pissed off white man walk around the damn shop cussing and bitching all day. So, because that's what I did for about half the day, up until 10:30 last night. But it's done. And the sunroof itself is a pain in the dick, because you put all new seals and everything. Oh, this is an easy thing. Take about 30 minutes to do this. Why did it take me 2 hours? I've been working on these cars for 30 years. I've only dealt with 2 sunroof cars out of 27 I've owned. But you put the seals in, and now the sunroof is so tight, you damn near need to put channel locks on the latch to get it to latch. Oh, it'll work down. Well, I guess they're right. I've never owned them for a reason. They leak. I've never seen a sunroof that didn't leak. I never saw a T-top that didn't leak. I never saw a convertible that didn't leak. So if you got one that's got a sunroof, get you a piece of sheet metal and cover the son of a bitch up. You'll be a lot better off and a lot less headache. So anyhow, I believe I'm done bitching. But like I said, you're not in the boat by yourself. We all have frustrations with these cars. Things don't go together like they ought to. They've been wrecked. They've been damaged. You got to take parts from different cars to make one car, and all. It's just the way it is. We were all naive 30 years ago when they were building these cars, and we started modifying them. We started doing this, we started doing that, and we made some stupid modifications to these cars, and we're at the day and time where we're having to go back in history and remember how these cars were, and now we're wanting to restore them. Well, a lot of times it's just not that easy, because parts are limited, because so many of these cars have been wrecked, stripped down. There are people out there hoarding parts. What's the purpose of hoarding them if you don't sell them to people that need them? But that's their own choice. I mean, I don't blame them. I hoard my own parts, but I will be using them. But we did this to ourselves. And you younger folks that weren't even born when these cars came out, I'm telling you this so that you don't do it with the newer cars. You start taking and doing rear seat deletes, changing the factory seats, doing this, doing that to the cars. Don't throw the parts in trash. They're not trash. hold on to them. Sell them to somebody that can use them. That has, had a car wreck or something. Somebody can use those parts. Don't get rid of them. That's what we did for the last 30 years on these Fox bodies. Just like the rear seats. You can't find a rear seat. If you do, it's junk. But at least you got a frame to work with. You can fix that. But they're very rare to find a good set of seats. But most people went and took out the back seat, threw it in the garbage, and cut some plywood, put it in there and put some carpet over it. Oh, I got a rear seat delete. Well, hey, you just added 15 pounds to your car. Now, of course, you can do the Scott Rod, and it's aluminum, and it's lightweight, and this and that. And I know a lot of people are having to do that because they can't find a back seat now, because we threw so many of them away. Now we're wanting these cars to look like they did 30-some years ago. Good luck. If you have the parts and the car came complete, yes, you can do it. But if you get one like we have, where some moron decided to take this car apart, screw by screw, wire by wire, not label nothing, just throw it in boxes. Why in the hell you would do that, I don't know, but they did. And we're trying to recreate this car. It's frustrating. It's the most frustrating build I've done so far. And I'm learning things I never knew before. So I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty damn good at what I do. Just from so much experience of dealing with them. But anyhow, we're going to button this up today. I'm probably not going to film it. I'll show you the end result, because there's probably going to be some cussing involved in this too. And a lot of frustration of trying to get everything to work right. Found another situation where with these 87 and 93s, I would just about guarantee you maybe 1% of the folks that know anything about Fox bodies know this. I learned yesterday. On the B pillar, where your seatbelt attaches, 87, 89, the seatbelt bolts are about 4 to 6 inches below where the 90 and 93 are. So your quarter plastics have a hole for that. We're going to have to plug that hole, which you won't see. If you do it right, you can pretty much cover it up where no one will really notice it or see it. But we're going to have to go in above it and drill another hole for the seatbelt. Those are little aggravations you're going to have to do when you're having to piece parts together. It's going to look good. There's no doubt about it. But it's not up to my standards. But this is what you'll run across when you're trying to piece a car together. You've got to know what you're doing. And what the parts will work and what won't. These are a couple issues I did not know of. And like I said, not many people know, because no one told me before. And I've been dealing with these for 30 years. So anyhow, the video's gone way too long. I think we're almost at 20 minutes of me rambling. But there will be another update this evening, or either first thing tomorrow morning, showing you what we got done on the car. Finally, we're going to get the stereo in it. We're going to get all the plastic in it. We're going to get the seats in. We're going to get the carpet in it today. Like I said, I don't care how late I've got to work tonight. This car will be closed up on the inside. And so that will leave us with the chassis done, suspension's done, interior's done. The paint, my Commandant, he got 2 of the wheels polished yesterday before he had to leave. He's supposed to be back this afternoon, so maybe he'll polish the other 2. Maybe we'll have a matching set of wheels by Monday morning. But if we get that done today, the quote of phrase I despise, I'll be a happy camper. And I hate camping. So, like I say, there's more to come.